In this video, I'm going to show you how I make photos pop in Photoshop using linear light blending mode. I will use different techniques and added 4 different photos. We'll do this egg photo. We will do this bird photo, wildlife photo. We'll use a portrait and landscape. So no matter what kind of photos you take, you can incorporate this technique in your editing flow. So let's get started. For this egg photo, I will first go to these color swatches and pick a mid-tone from the eggs, maybe somewhere in here. I'll click OK. And now that I have that color, I will make a gradient adjustment layer. And the gradient that shows up in here, it is from the color that I picked to a transparent. That's because we picked the color first. The style we'll use reflected. Not a lot of people use reflected, but I like it. I use it often for this kind of photos. I'll angle it in such a way where it goes right over my eggs, and I'll click OK. Now we'll change the blending mode to, you guessed it, linear light. And one special thing about this blending mode is it doesn't work with opacity. It's one of the 8 blending modes that works with fill. So we'll have to reduce the fill to, let's say, I'm gonna do it to 10 for this photo. So this is what happened. This is before and after. Our eggs have a little bit more healthy color. We'll do a little bit of color dodging and burning here. So I want to protect the blacks and the whites from this adjustment layer. And to do that, I'll use, I'll double click on this gray layer and open the layer style dialog. And here I have to move these black points and the white points from underlying layer. And when I first learned how to do this, I had no idea what was happening. It was very hard for me to understand what's happening here. And I found that if I turned on this color overlay and pick the most annoying color, I pick this magenta, that way I do not forget to leave this on, to turn it off. I'll pick this magenta color, and now what happens? If I move this slider to the right, you see it protects my blacks. If I move the one from the right to the left, it protects my whites. You see that? But now this is too harsh, it has no feather to it. In order to create a feather, you will go to these little triangles and click Option and pull it, and it feathers it. Now we are feathering our selection here. Option again, feather this one. And don't forget to turn off color overlay. Close this dialog. And here is before and after. I also want to do a little bit of vignette around the eggs over here to make your eye go more towards the center, towards the eggs. And for that, we'll just make a regular layer. And with our brush, we'll just pick one of these darker colors from here. We'll make the layer blending mode linear light. And with a nice big soft brush with flow at 5%, I'm just gonna paint over here on the edge, just like that. And this is the before and after. So let's see where we started. We started here, and now we're here. You can see how the eggs are just standing up against the background. They're bright, they're beautiful color. Let's move on to our bird photo. What I first want to do with this photo is separate the bird from the background. And for that, we do not need the best selection, or, you know, if you're not good at making selections, the automatic selection of Photoshop will do just great for this. We'll go here to the quick selection, select subject. Photoshop will do its magic and try to select this bird out of the background. It did not do a perfect job, it did not take this pole, but you know, this will do. Command J to put it on its own layer. And here's our little bluebird on its own layer. Click back on the background and this time make a gradient adjustment layer. And for this particular photo, we'll choose this white to black gradient. Click OK, and we'll make it the style radial. Click OK. Don't forget, we'll turn this layer into linear light. And now, if you double click on this gradient layer that we did, adjustment layer, we can move this light around. This is cool. It's behind the bird. We'll put it right here. And okay. Turn the, not the opacity, the fill. Turn the fill to about, I don't know, I'll do 7%. So this is our adjustment layer at 7%, before and after. Now I want to make the colors in the bird stand up a little bit. So we'll do just a regular layer with my brush tool B to select the brush. Option on the Mac, select this orange tone from its breast. And with a soft brush, just paint with 5%. And don't forget to turn the layer to linear light. So here is our before and after. If it's too much, take the fill down to 50%. Before, after. We'll make a new layer, blank layer. With the brush tool, we'll select this blue from the head now. And we'll just paint a little bit on the head too, just to make that stand up. Of course, I forgot to turn the blending mode to linear light. There we go. So this is the head, before and after. We started this photo over here, and with just the linear light blending mode, we turn it into this. Before, after. Let's move on to this portrait photo that I took of my daughter a few years back. And I took this photo when I was first learning how to use strobe and gels and all that studio stuff. And now look at it, I want to just make her skin glow a little bit, make it a little bit more sun-kissed. And for that, we'll just make a new layer. With the brush tool selected, I'll just take one sample of a mid-tone from her forehead. I'll make my brush really big and soft, just like this. It almost covers the whole face. Flow of 5%. Don't forget to turn the layer to linear light blend mode. And I'm just gonna do one stroke, just like this, over the face. And now, let's see what I did. Before and after. Before and after. Just like that, with a few clicks. Let's do this landscape photo now. And for this one, we'll make a new layer. And I will choose a little bit of this orange color from underneath the tree. We'll make my brush a little bit smaller. Don't forget to turn your layer to linear light blend mode. Flow 5%. And I'm just going to click a few times right here in the center where the sun is. 1, 2, 3 times. Let's see what that did. Before and after. To me that looks good, but I'm gonna give it a few more clicks so you can see it better on the video. So that's before and after. Also, what I would like to do with this photo is darken these edges a little bit here. And just like we did with the eggs, we'll make a new layer, pick one of these darker tones from here, turn the layer to linear light blending mode, and with my soft big brush, I'm just going to paint a little bit with 5% right here on the edge. So that's before and after. We started with this photo and we ended with this photo. If it's too much, group these layers. I'll click on the first and the second one, holding Shift, Command G to group them. And now I can just reduce the fill to 50% to tone it down a little bit because it was a little bit too much. So that's before and after. Before and after. There you have it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you are new to this channel, please don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification button so you won't miss our next video. My name is Skylar Ewing, and I will see you next time.